So hi, welcome to Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Austin from Limbs.
and we're asking some questions today about their upcoming EP, Coma Year. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's been great so far. We've been able to drop two singles from it, Spirit Breaker and the title track Coma Year, and it's been overwhelmingly positive, man. We're excited to release the rest of it and see where it takes us.
Hell yeah. Listen to the EP earlier. So fucking good.
Bang, so
good.
hard,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, incredible.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
hmm Is there any meaning behind the EP title or cover art?
Yeah, definitely. So the title refers to, well, it's a bit of a double meaning. It definitely refers to the pandemic over the last, 2.5 years now at this point with what we dealt with as a band and myself personally. But it also specifically refers to the year after I lost my dad in 2015. That kind of dark period, that kind of numbness, that kind of just uncertainty, that whole year following his loss was a coma year for me.
Yeah.
It just felt like I was in a daze. So it's got a bit of a double meaning, but that one being closer to heart for sure on my end. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Thank
And,
you.
Sorry about
Thank you.
that.
Is there any meaning behind the cover art as well?
The cover art we were really drawn to, it was all done from a series of photographs by an artist named Amber Paradis. She was able to take some pictures for us on our last tour with Being as an Ocean and Capstan. But they were already done, so to speak. But we were really drawn to them from a visual perspective. It felt representative of what the EP entailed. We saw the art, it kind of made us feel a certain type of way, and we felt a bond with it instantly.
Hell yeah.
So we went with it. Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the EP?
Yeah, man, it was great. With our previous release, Only the Lonely Know, a little 3-song EP, we were really having a shift in the dynamic of the band where we were able to collectively write together. And with this most recent EP, Coma Year, we broke it up over a couple of different writing sessions. But yeah, I could tell when we were in the studio and when we were writing together that we were all just like tunnel vision on this one. We knew what we wanted to do. Myself personally, I know that I was dealing with a lot at the time. There was a lot of things I was struggling with personally, and I knew I needed to get these things off my chest. So having the support of the rest of the guys in the band and them sharing that vision to, kind of bring those things to the forefront and really just do the best job we possibly could, lyrically, musically, all the way around. And thankfully we had a killer working environment. We recorded with Chris Wiseman, who's in Currents and Shadow of Intent. Love that guy. We recorded at his studio in New York, and it was sent off to Caleb from Beartooth to be mixed and mastered.
Holy shit!
So we really had a great. Yeah, I know. When they told me, when they told me that Caleb wanted a helping hand in bringing this EP to light, I was like, yeah, dude, one of my favorite bands. We've already toured with them in the past. Let's go. So having that team behind us too, on top of, like I said, the vision that the rest of the guys and myself had going into it, just made for an awesome record, I think.
That's a really solid team, front to back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So
yeah, very excited when we learned about that.
100%, as you should be. My God.
You said Currents, and I was like, I like Currents. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Currents is pretty cool, So I want you to tell us your favorite lyric off the EP and the meaning behind it.
It's probably the first line in the title track for Coma Year, and it says, "Now that you've left us all alone and scared, we're bracing ourselves for a coma year instead." And like we mentioned at the beginning, it holds a double meaning with the loss of my father, but I feel like those words really resonated with people when we released that track because we've all been through so much, collectively, the whole world in the last couple of years with the pandemic. And I know I myself was feeling really down and uncertain at one point or another, but as a society, we've all gone through. Can I cuss on this podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we've all gone through some shit in the last
Definitely.
couple of years.
100%.
But Yeah, I feel like that's one of the most important lines on the record, because I feel like that's one that people will hear and instantly be drawn to and be like, oh man, I really wasn't alone, over the
Mm-hmm.
last couple of years, or if they were dealing with something else. I feel like that one just holds some gravity to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 So where was your headspace at while you were writing this EP?
Yeah, I mean, each song on this release is about a different personal struggle or a story about something that I've been through, whether it be over the pandemic or, since losing my dad in 2015. But I was really, like I said, for the rest of the guys too, we were really just tunnel vision on this one. We knew, what we wanted it to be about. We knew the direction we wanted to head with it. And I think we all, in our own sense, just hit the ground running with it. I know being in the vocal booth, in tracking after we'd had the instrumentals done, feeling like it was just coming through naturally. Like we would finish a song, and we would listen back to it, and I'd start kind of laying out the lyrical content for it in sections, and just thinking to myself, wow, like I know what I want to say, and maybe I don't know how to say it just yet. And then as I'm listening to the song, I'm like, oh, it's like a light bulb,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like having that music there in place. It felt natural, knowing what I wanted to write about and seeing it just kind of come to light. I don't want to say it was easy, because it was definitely not easy being able to, share that part of myself so openly, because I do struggle with that a lot. But by the time we were done, being able to step back and hear it with the words put together with the music, it felt right.
That's good.
I'm very happy to hear that.
That's good.
Yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this EP for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends, dark with headphones on? Should they blast at a party? What do you personally recommend?
Honestly, and this is just my this is my process for getting into a new record. I would say the first time, if you're really invested in the release, is to maybe hang out on the couch one afternoon by yourself, throw some good headphones in so you can hear everything, and really just dive in. Maybe have the lyrics pulled up on your phone as you're listening to follow along, and go track by track. Just go front to back, and hopefully you hit the repeat button at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely will.
I totally would have hit the repeat
Right
button
on.
today if we didn't have 9 million
Nice.
interviews after this.
Sure. Yeah. You've got time.
Yep. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe the EP for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Heartfelt, heavy, and cathartic. Yeah.
That's
Those
good.
are perfect.
That's good.
Those are perfect.
good.
Well done.
I didn't rehearse that, I swear.
Are you sure? Because it seemed like you did.
No, pinky promise.
Those came off
Okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, too perfect.
You said quick.
Yeah, we did. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want your listeners to have while going through this EP?
I mean, I don't want people to be sad listening to it, but it might happen a little bit. I mean, they are sad songs, but I mean, at the same time, with the subject matter at hand, like I want the listener to understand that that's a place that I once was and that I'm not now. So I want them to take it as a form of healing. And if they do the same thing I did listening back to it, these songs, for me are a form of therapy, and it offers any sort of, solace or comfort to the listener. I'm all for that. I hope that's what they get from it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this EP?
Honestly, man, I know it sounds cheesy, but just being in a room with all of my friends and my bandmates, bringing this to light. We all live in different states, so we don't get to see each other as often as we'd like. Really the only time we're all together is if we're writing or on tour. And, before writing this record, obviously with the pandemic and everything, it had been 2 years almost since we had seen each other, or at least all been together in a room. So I think the best memory from the whole process is that first day when we all met up. We were all just like,
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
So that's definitely not one to forget.
Hell yeah.
No.
I can definitely tell, because we interviewed you guys about like back when that last EP was kind of rolling out, and it was the 5 of you guys, and I could tell like in a room you guys have just a fucking blast, because we had a blast just sitting in with you guys having a fucking blast.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
remember.
yeah.
good.
Yeah, man. And that's the kind of energy we try to bring on stage too, is like we try to just have as much fun as possible every night. Cause like if we're not having fun together, then like how's everybody else gonna have a good time? You know?
True.
Got a point.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
I mean, all the junk food, honestly. Like I've been trying to get better, but my go-to is probably like a bag of. I mean, if we're in the South, I'll go get boiled peanuts because
Oh, okay.
love boiled peanuts. Down on it. Where are you guys located at?
I'm in Jersey.
And I'm in
You're in
Virginia.
Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Virginia may have boiled peanuts. I don't know. Have you guys ever had them?
I mean, we're like the capital of the South, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I think so. I think I've seen them.
Okay.
I don't understand it. I always go for like roasted peanuts. Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah. So like if I'm in the South, boiled peanuts and a sweet tea for sure, just because I'm a good old Florida boy and I can't help it.
Mhm.
But if we're up north, I'll definitely just get like some Reese's cups or whatever candy I'm feeling that day, and then a giant bottle of water.
All right. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Love that.
simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah,
Not too
but good.
not too fancy.
Yeah.
So if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
If the band was a dish,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
probably be a gigantic like brick oven pizza with like every topping under the sun, and even the ones you don't want. Like one half of the pizza will have like pineapple and jalapenos and pepperoni and bacon and all the good stuff, and the other half will have like weird shit like M&Ms and marshmallows and Twizzlers. Yeah,
That
but it's
sounds
also
fucked up.
So yeah, it's probably every topping under the sun if we had to be classified as food.
So like
Wow.
every topping from the pizza shop and then the ice cream store down the street, they gave you
Pretty
the
much.
toppings as well. That's fucked up.
Wow.
Yeah, and just to break it down further, I feel like Jordan, our guitar player, would be the pineapple because he loves pineapple on pizza for some ungodly reason.
As he should. It's great.
Okay, well, yeah, that's where I got to get off the podcast. I guess, right?
God fucking damn it.
This is where it ends.
Right. No, he always goes pepperoni and pineapple.
Oh God,
and then-
me too. Me too. God.
Okay,
You and him
well, there
get
you
along
go.
really
Okay.
well.
So he's not
should.
he's not the only one then. Yeah.
Mhm.
Clump just goes straight cheese. But Tyler is where the weird toppings come into play. I've seen that dude eat some interesting combinations on tour, and I love him for it because like you never know what he's gonna do, and God bless him. But like I remember being on tour and he was dipping, oh God, what was it? It was like, I don't even think it was chips or no, yeah. It was like salt and vinegar chips, and he was dipping them into like broccoli cheddar soup he got from the gas station.
Well,
Like-
they sell that at a
Dude.
gas station.
That's what I said. That's what I said. But like, I love him for it because he's just got no boundaries. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
this will go to good together, and just mash food together. I love him for it though. Yeah.
Have you
It's a
tried
rare
any of,
talent.
Have you tried any of his creations? Have you been like, okay, you know what?
I
I'll
haven't.
take a chip.
I haven't. I've been too afraid, but I should probably be more open about it. I should probably support him a bit more in his decision making. So
Yeah.
maybe I will on this next tour.
Be cautious though, because his stomach might be, more used to that
Mhm.
stuff. You don't want to accidentally
Mhm.
have a chip with, God, what soup was that?
Broccoli cheddar.
Broccoli
cheddar?
Yeah.
Gas station broccoli cheddar soup. That
And
worries
it wasn't
me.
even hot. It wasn't even hot. It was like room temperature.
He sounds like the best kind of guy to have on tour because he's super resourceful.
He really
like,
is.
Like
Yeah,
if you
he
have
really
just two
is.
random things, he's like, yeah, I'll fucking eat. I'll put them together. I don't give a
Exactly.
fuck.
I'll make
Like,
a meal.
So
Yeah.
He is a golden ray of sunshine that wakes us all up way too early every morning.
at least you won't miss anything. That's good.
No.
Oh my God. So for these last couple of questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Great. So if you could become one animal for the rest of your life, which animal would be and why?
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's tough. If
It
I
is.
had to be an animal for the rest of my life, and why? Honestly, I'm gonna give the stereotypical Florida answer, and I'm gonna say alligator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say alligator because like nobody really fucks with them at all. Like
Mm-mm.
they don't have any natural predators, and they can live to be like 200.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pretty
And they
cool.
really just like all they do is like sunbathe all day and swim. and that's like pretty much half my life being here in Florida anyway. So it'd be a natural move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Into an alligator.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
good.
For sure.
Sounds
That's a
good.
very good
Yeah.
pick. Yeah.
So if you could have lunch with any celebrity or artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh, they have to be alive? Okay.
Oh, dead or alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
dead or alive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely Hunter S. Thompson.
Mhm.
Yeah, he unfortunately has passed away long since, but he's probably my favorite author. I don't know if you guys have gotten into any of his work at all, but like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's the original writer for that. But he was a wild dude. I would just love to just pick his brain because I'm a bit of a English nerd as well. So I really enjoy literature, and his writing style and just his kind of no holds barred type of attitude with everything was always a drawing characteristic to me. So yeah, wish I could have dinner with him. That'd be pretty wild, I bet.
That'd be
yeah.
really sick.
All right.
Yeah.
So for this last question, boom, you're on a deserted island. You can bring one movie, one person, and one album. Who and what are you bringing?
Bringing my wife for
Mhm.
sure, because she's my best friend. I know that's cheesy, but it's true. Let's see, one movie. I'd probably bring it's a tie. It's either Step Brothers
Oh, it's such a good
or
movie.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah, because I watch those two way too much.
All right.
That's fair.
Seen this both like 1,000 times. And as far as albums, yeah, no question. Juturna by Circus Survive.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's still one record that I can listen to over and over and over and not get sick of. And it's like 15 years old at this point. So
Oh,
That's awesome.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
So as Glory said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
yeah, for everybody who's watching and listening, we're about to go out on tour with Greyhaven and the Callous Cowboys starting June 3rd. That's going to be a sick run. You can get tickets at whoislimbs.com or anywhere on our socials. Hit us up at whoislimbs on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We made a TikTok now because we're trying to stay young.
Gotta
So,
stay relevant and hip in
hit
the
us
music
up.
industry.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
But yeah, Coma Year, June 24th. Go pre-save it on Apple Music and Spotify, and we'll see you when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Well, thank you for now. This has been Austin from Limbs, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.